With that being said, we have SELEBALO PHASHA right here on Galaxy Universal Network. As we promised that we'll give you more news update, sporting update rather. Thank you, Karabo, for joining us, man.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. It's been a pleasure always being here.
Unfortunately, last week before the end of the week, we couldn't have you in studio. But man, take us through, man.
Yeah, let's start off with what happened over the course of the weekend. I think what is important was South African club playing in the African Champions League. First and foremost, it was Orlando Pirates Football Club. Well, actually, yesterday they won 3-0 up against Jwaneng from Botswana. They won the game at 3-0. And when speaking to the coach post-match of Jwaneng, he said that the disappointing thing for them was that they haven't played any football for the past 12 months. Well, obviously we know due to COVID-19, so that was the situation with Jwaneng. Hence, they lost 3-0. That's what the Jwaneng coach said. And on the Pirates, I think it's a very good start for them, in terms of the African campaign. I think hopefully they will, grow from this. Remember a couple of seasons ago when the previous coaches were there, Pirates went through to the African Champions League final as well as the Confederations Cup final, but they lost it. So this one, I think they've got too much quality to really go through all the way this year to try and win it. And also, I think on Saturday, Mamelodi Sundowns played up against Al Hilal of Sudan in the Champions League as well. Well, they won that game 2-0, but a very, very late winner. So it is the second goal from Kamit Erasmus. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch the game because I was committed to the PSL games, but a very, very good, weekend for South African clubs. And obviously, the Kaizer Chiefs one fell through due to their visas not being accepted by, the club that they were playing up against out in Morocco. So that was the situation in terms of that. But yeah, I think it was a very, very good weekend for South African clubs. And in terms of the PSL, a very good weekend as well, for what I think both teams, that is Morocco Swallows as well as Amazulu, they drew 0-0 yesterday out in Soweto, Dobsonville Stadium. So it was a very interesting game to watch there. I think both teams are very, very good and strong teams, and they had a 0-0 draw. So it was a very, interesting game to watch yesterday, between the two teams. And obviously prior to that, there was also a very exciting game on Saturday. It was SuperSport United playing at home up against Cape Town City as well. A very, very interesting game, to be honest, with SuperSport United winning that game 2-1, the first win in a very long time up against Cape Town City. So it was very, very interesting to say the least. Rather than SuperSport United, I think they are now contenders for the league title this season, as they will be competing against the likes of Mamelodi Sundowns as well as Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, Swallows as well. So it's been a very interesting weekend in terms of PSL. Yeah,
take us through, man. I know that today there's an event that's taking place.
Yeah, it's actually the transfer deadline day. To be honest, it's going to be quite interesting. It's very fascinating. I loved it. I really do love it. It's where players can bring in players, to their side. So it's really been quite interesting to say the least. So yeah, let's wait until Sundowns and see what's going to be happening.
I know that Sundowns has signed another 3 players. From Golden Arrows, if I'm not, Sibisi, Makubela, and I forgot the other one. But yeah, I know that is taking place. Sundowns is in the shopping spree, man. Unlike my favorite team, Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you actually caught me by surprise in terms of the 3 signings. But I understand they've signed on a pre-contract, which means they will arrive at Sundowns next season. So it's going to be quite interesting. But as I said, Sundowns are always preparing themselves for next season. It's been quite interesting. So let's wait and see what's going to be happening in terms of incomings for later on tonight. As I say, the transfer window for South Africa closes shut at 12 o'clock midnight. Yep.
I know that we have a guest online. Take us through, man.
Yeah, we have Jabu Mwelas, who's a football analyst, and also a coach for his local club out in Soweto. We'll be speaking to him up against, for the transfer, and he'll tell us, as to what is happening in terms of the latest. Very good evening to you, Jabu, and hi to you.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, Karabu. Good evening, Gugu. How's it?
No, very well. I think we pressed for time. We're going to have, we should have had, 10 minutes with you, but we'll cut it short to that 5 minutes because we still have the Amazulu president to speak to. But just take us through the latest, of this market in terms of incomings and outgoings. Let's start off with incomings at different football clubs. What have you seen, players coming in, players going out, and what are your thoughts and views on that?
We seem to have lost him right there, but we will be joining us. And so what are some of the developments that we could anticipate with this window period that is taking place tonight?
Yeah, as I said, it closes sharp at midnight. There should be some interesting incomings. And I said, earlier on in the afternoon, I saw that Maritzburg United have brought in, a certain, I think it's Savage, out from Serbia. He's a right back, 27 years of age. So he's one player that is going to be quite interesting to say the least going forward, because Maritzburg United are down there in terms of the relegation battle, so they would be wanting to strengthen, and also signed in a new goalkeeper as well. 2 new signings at Amazulu Football Club, so that's going to be at Maritzburg United rather. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So let's wait to see what's going to be happening. But also in terms of that, let me just go through some of the interesting signings in this window. Just quickly going through it, Amazulu Zukile Ikewutu has come in in this window from Cape Town City. Is one of the players that's going to be helping in the middle of the park. And also moving on to Chippa United, there's 2 new interesting signings. Well, the first one was Anthony Lafort, when around mid-January when he moved from Mamelodi Sundowns. We all know that his contract was terminated by Mamelodi Sundowns, and he went on to Chippa United. There's also Tamsanga Sangwe, I think is moving on to Chippa United for the 3rd time in this transfer in his history, as a footballer. So it's going to be quite interesting in terms of that. And also a very interesting one in terms of Cape Town City. Abubakar Mubara has extended his stay with the club for 2 more seasons. Craig Martin is also extended for 3 more seasons. So both these players, Abubakar Mubara as well as Craig Martin, those are the 2 players that have extended their contracts respectively. I've been told that Orlando Pirates were looking to bring in these 2 players, that is Abubakar Mubara as well as Craig Martin. Hence Cape Town City have decided to extend their deals. And also one big one for this window has been Rushun Direk signing a 5-year contract for Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club, coming from Maritzburg United. And I'm being told that the money that was spent on this player is a huge amount of money. I think we all know that Sundowns they are the Rolls Royce of South African football. So it's going to be that is some of the deals that I was looking forward to. It's been done. And also just before we conclude in terms of this one, Gaston Serino as well. Sundowns have taken out an official statement saying that they've rejected Gaston Serino's move to Al Ahly in this window because they didn't meet his release clause. So Gaston Serino has stayed at Mamelodi Sundowns and looks like he will be staying beyond this season. So let's wait and see if he will be moving to that club at the end of the season. We all know that Peter Msimani is out at Al Ahly, so it was going to be a proper reuniting, from both the player and manager.
Manager, As we seem to have Jabum Velase back online. Mwelase.
Yes, I'm back online. I can see you. I hope you can see me. Yes, I'm back online. It's raining cats and dogs out here, so that's why we lost connectivity there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just go in quickly. Let me just ask you about the signing of Rushun Direk from Maritzburg United to Mamelodi Sundowns. What do you make of that signing? Because obviously there has been a couple of clubs as well looking for him. I understand Pirates were also in for him, but he signed for Mamelodi Sundowns. Your thoughts on that signing?
I know Pirates was looking to poach him at the beginning of the season, but it never happened. The thing about Rushun and this sign is that I feel it's the biggest one in the transfer market. With the boy signing a 5-year deal, it just says a lot about how much Sundowns and the 3 Musketeers believe in him. But also, let us look at his career at Maritzburg United. I mean, he joined Maritzburg United in the 2017-2018 season, and in that season he played 11 games. But when you look into the next season, the man played 25 games, only missing 5 games. And then when you fast forward to the 2019-2020 season, he never missed a game and only getting 1 yellow card. It just says a lot about the type of player that he is and how magnificent a central defender he is. When you watch his game, you can tell how composed the boy is and is growing with every game that he plays.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, we're pressed for time, but also I think you also wanted to speak about the one of TTM. There's a new, sheriff in town in terms of TTM. Obviously, there's been a lot of shenanigans at that football club over the past year and a half. But just tell us what has happened now recently in terms of TTM.
Look, TTM is a new owner in the name of Dr. Abraham Sello. The first statement that he made was that he'll honor every player's contract.
Yep.
And the team is set to move at the beginning of the new season to Polokwane. So we'll have a new city in Polokwane and also they intend to change the team's name. So a lot of things are going to happen before the 2021-2022 season. It's going to be an interesting season, I think, for me, with TTM. It's going to change its name. They're also looking to get the services of Dylan Kerr. It's a rumor. They're looking to get the services of Dylan Kerr, but I think David Matebula is doing very well as an interim coach there at TTM.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you are spot on in that one. It's no longer a rumor. I've been told and confirmed that he is actually the new head coach of TTM. That is the news coming through, that you're absolutely spot on. He is going to be the new head coach of TTM. But just before we let you go in terms of that one, why do you think that he's had a bit of a topsy-turvy career in South Africa? Because we all remember what he did at Black Leopards a couple of seasons ago, top English coach. Why do you think that he's had a bit of a topsy-turvy season in South Africa, particularly lastly with Baroka FC, where they, Black Leopards, where they fired him again?
I think the problem with South African football is that the coach is not the team manager.
Yeah.
So you have a team manager and then you have a coach. So you find that even when the team is not doing well, if let's say for 5 seasons we have the same manager, we would have cut off coaches 5 times, but we don't get rid of the team manager. And I think if the coach was a team manager, when we get rid of the coach, we get rid of the team manager, and we bring in someone who will then bring in his new culture, his new ideas, and he will go into the market looking for his own players, as opposed to a manager looking for players for a coach that does not agree with the style of play that those players bring in.
Yeah, absolutely, Jabu. Thank you so very much. But I think we should be having another roundup close in terms of this one on Wednesday. Let's chat about again on Wednesday. Well, my boss here, Google, will tell me if that's allowed. But we'll chat about that, again on Wednesday. I think for now we just also quickly go to Amazulu, owner, that is Mr. Sandra Luzungu. Thank you so very much, Jabu. Truly appreciate it, my brother.
Thank you for having me, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. With that being said, Galaxy Prime is going to take a short break. After the break, we'll be back with some more sporting update.